Welcome into the live, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. This is Trev from Trevessence. And guys, we are continuing to read the Bible for ourselves, chapter by chapter. We are trying to understand this book that has so much influence on our lives. It is only fair that as humans, we try to read the book for ourselves. Remember now, we are not theologians, all right? We have not gone to a seminary and studied the word, but we have the human intellect enough to read it for ourselves and know what it says. And so today we are on to the book of Leviticus, chapter 21 and 22 we're going to do today. And the Lord said unto Moses, Speak unto the priests, the sons of Aaron, and say unto them, There shall none be defiled for the dead among his people, but for his kin that is near unto him, that is, for his mother, and for his father, and for his son, and for his daughter, and for his brother, and for his sister, a virgin, that is nigh unto him, which hath had no husband, for her may he be defiled. But he shall not defile himself, being a chief man among his people, to profane himself. They shall not make baldness upon their head, neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard, nor make any cuttings on their flesh. So that to me sounds like they shouldn't shave their head. They should allow their hair to grow just as it is. Do not shape around their beard or shape around their hair. And don't make any markings on their skin, on their flesh. That sounds like maybe tattoos. They shall be holy unto their God, and not profane the name of their God. For the offerings of the Lord, made by fire, and the bread of their God, they do offer. Therefore they shall be holy. They shall not take a wife that is a whore, or profane, neither shall they take a woman put away from her husband, for he is holy unto his God. Okay, so that was the instructions for Aaron's sons, who were the priests. It's saying here that they should not take a woman whose husband had left her. Because back in those days, even today, there are some societies who believe that a woman whose husband has left her is less than a woman whose husband stays with her. So people sort of look down on you if you are divorced, separated, if you weren't able to maintain your marriage. And we see this mentality still being maintained around even in our culture. But here, the Bible is talking about the priests, that's Aaron's sons, that they are holy men. So they should not take a woman who is considered a whore, or a woman who has been put away from her husband. Let's move on to verse 8. Thou shalt sanctify him therefore, for he offereth the bread of thy God. He shall be holy unto thee, for I, the Lord, which sanctify you, am holy. And the daughter of any priest, if she profane herself by playing the whore, she profaneth her father. She shall be burnt with fire. And he that is the high priest among his brethren, upon whose head the anointing oil was poured, and that is consecrated to put on the garments, shall not uncover his head, nor rend his clothes. Neither shall he go in to any dead body, nor defile himself for his father or for his mother. Neither shall he go out of the sanctuary, nor profane the sanctuary of his God. For the crown of the anointing oil of his God is upon him. I am the Lord. And he shall take a wife in her virginity, a widow, or a divorced woman, or a profane, or a harlot. These shall he not take, but he shall take a virgin of his own people to wife. Okay, so you hear what the Lord is saying here, that if a man, these men that are considered holy, they are priests, so they are considered holy. They should not take a woman who is not a virgin, whether she's divorced or she's a harlot, she has had sex already. As long as she is not a virgin, he should not take her. Neither shall he profane his seed among his people, for I, the Lord, do sanctify him. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron, saying, Whosoever he be of thy seed in their generation that hath any blemish, let him not approach to offer the bread of his God. So anybody who they deemed to be maybe sinful, when they say with blemish, it means that you have some questions to your character, then that person cannot offer the bread to the Lord. And that, my friends, is something that we can relate to in modern times, because you know that once in the church and they deem you to be unholy because maybe you are fornicated, whatever the case may be, whatever the sin they believe that you have committed, you can't take communion. Now you see that this has some biblical background to it, that you can't take communion. He said, you shall not be offered the bread if you are profane. For whatsoever man he be that hath a blemish, he shall not approach, a blind man, or a lame, or he that hath a flat nose, or anything superfluous. What do you mean by he who have a flat nose? Huh? So having a flat nose is some kind of a curse? What? Let's read that again, guys. This is Leviticus 21 and verse 18. For whosoever man he be that hath a blemish, he shall not approach, a blind man, or a lame man, or he that hath a flat nose, or anything superfluous. Okay. Or a man that is broken-footed or broken-handed. So if you have a flat nose, you have a broken arm, a broken leg, if you are blind, if you are deaf, you have, oh boy, oh boy. Guys, I would not have thought that I would find that in the Bible. So if you are blind or if you are deaf, this here right here is where discrimination started. If you're blind, if you're deaf, if you got a flat nose, you got a broken foot, a broken arm, anything that they consider to be a blemish, then you are not allowed to break bread. All right. We are going on to verse 20. Or crookback, or a dwarf, or that hath a blemish in his eye, or be scurvy, or scabbed, or hath his stones broken. No man that hath a blemish of the seed of Aaron the priest shall come nigh to offer the offerings of the Lord made by fire. He hath a blemish. He shall not come nigh to offer the bread of his God. And then we wonder whether or not discrimination is new. It is not. It is not. I tell you, my friends, that everything you see that is happening, there's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new. Would you have thought that the same book that teaches us to love everybody equally, the same book that says, don't treat the rich man better than you treat the poor man, Don't judge the rich man based on his money if he has done something wrong. Judge him based on the wrong he has done, just like you would judge the poor man, not because he's poor, but by the wrong that he has done. All right, guys? That's the same book, we read that we read that a few chapters ago. But here is the same book telling us that a person who is blind, deaf, has a scurvy, who is a dwarf, has a broken arm, a broken leg, cannot break the Lord's bread, which is supposed to be the communion, because they are not without blemish. Maribel, come at me, amor. How are you doing? I'm just reading it, guys. I'm just reading it as it is, because I know a lot of people do not spend time or will not spend time in their lifetime to read this book. Yet every aspect of your life is affected by what is written in this very book. I'm still on chapter 21. Now I'm going to be on verse 22. He shall eat the bread of his God, both of the most holy and of the holy. Only he shall not go in unto the veil, nor come nigh unto the altar, because he hath a blemish. Okay. Let us roll back right there. Let us roll back right there. I'm going back. That's interesting. 22 says, he shall eat the bread of his God, both of the most holy and of the holy. Only he shall not go in unto the veil, nor come nigh unto the altar, because he hath a blemish, that he profane not my sanctuaries. For I am the Lord, do sanctify them. 24 and last. And Moses told it unto Aaron, and to his sons, and to all the children of Israel. Okay. So can you imagine if we lived in that era? Just like now we find vile people in society. We think that somebody who is a dwarf is not deserving. Somebody who has any kind of ailment is not deserving. They want to isolate them. They want to, treat them with impunity. These things cannot be right. Yet, in our book, our guidebook, it is written, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto Aaron and to his sons, that they separate themselves from the holy things of the children of Israel, and that they profane not my holy name in those things which they hallow unto me. I am the Lord. Say unto them, whosoever he be of all your seed among your generations, that goeth unto the holy things, which the children of Israel hallow unto the Lord, having his uncleanness upon him, that soul shall be cut off from my presence. I am the Lord. All right, so let us continue. I had to answer that call there. So let us continue. We are on chapter 22 and verse 3. Say unto them, whosoever ye be of all your seed among your generations, that goeth unto the holy things which the children of Israel hallow unto the Lord, having his uncleanness upon him, that soul shall he cut off from my presence. I am the Lord. What man soever of the seed of Aaron is a leper, or hath a running issue, he shall not eat of the holy things until he is clean. And whoso toucheth anything that is unclean by the dead, guys, I hope you're listening carefully, or a man whose seed goeth from him. You know, when they talk about the man whose seed goeth from him, that means a man who has an ejaculation, okay? Maybe like a wet dream. Or whosoever toucheth any creeping thing, whereby he may be made unclean, or a man of whom he may take uncleanness, whatsoever uncleanness he hath, the soul which hath touched any such shall be unclean until evening, and shall not eat of the holy things, unless he wash his flesh with water. And when the sun is down, he shall be clean, and shall afterwards eat of the holy things, because it is his food. That which died of itself, that means anything that dies suddenly. That's what it means when it says dies of itself, or is torn by wild beasts. He shall not eat or defile himself therewith. I am the Lord. Now we understand that clearly. If an animal dies suddenly or another animal kills it, then you should not eat it. They shall therefore keep mine ordinance, lest they bear sin for it, and die thereof. If they profane it, I, the Lord, do sanctify them. There shall no stranger eat of the holy thing. A sojourner of the priest, or an hired servant, shall not eat of the holy thing. But if the priest buy any soul with his money, he shall eat of it, and he that is born in his house, they shall eat of his meat. Remember, in those days, the priest could purchase like a maid. So if the priest bought you with his own money, then you belong to him. So you are now a part of his family. Whatever privileges his family has, you has it too, because he owns you. All right. We wonder where all this slavery came from, where people talking about the buying people and owning people. All right, we are going to continue. I told you all that nothing is new. Under the face of the sun, nothing is new. And nothing that you see happening in modern society never happened before. It happened before. And a lot of it is biblically based. I didn't say it. That is why I am reading the good book for myself and I'm sharing it with you all. We are on to chapter 22 and verse 12. If the priest's daughter also be married unto a stranger, she may not eat of an offering of the holy things. But if the priest's daughter be a widow or divorced, and have no child, and is returned unto her father's house, as in her youth, she shall eat of her father's meat, but there shall no stranger eat thereof. So if you're married and you're gone with your husband, you are no longer allowed to eat your father's meat. However, if you go there, your husband died, that means you are widowed, you get divorced, and you are returned into your father's house, then you are allowed to partake of his holy meat. And if a man eat of the holy thing unwittingly, then he shall put the fifth part. All right, keep that in mind, guys. He shall put the fifth part thereof unto it, and shall give it unto the priests with the holy thing. And they shall not profane. Hey, my Joseph, how are you doing, my love? How are you doing, darling? Good to see you. Thank you so much for coming. We are reading the Bible as we continue. You know, Thursday we're gonna have Swords in Hand / Bible trivia. So I am reading the chapters from which we're going to get the questions. We are on to chapter 22 of the Leviticus and verse 15. And they shall not profane the holy things of the children of Israel, which they offer unto the Lord, or suffer them to bear the iniquity of trespass when they eat their holy things. For I, the Lord, do sanctify them. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and to his sons, and unto all the children of Israel, and say unto them, Whatsoever he be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers in Israel, that will offer his oblation for all his vows, and for all his free will offerings, which they will offer unto the Lord for a burnt offering. Keisha Cole is in the place. Keisha, what's up? How you doing, Keisha? You are so welcome, my love. You are so welcome. It is an absolute pleasure for me to be sharing whatever I'm reading with you all. It is my pleasure. Verse 19 says, He shall offer at your own will a male without blemish, or the beeves of the sheep, or of the goats. But whatsoever hath a blemish, that shall ye not offer, for it shall not be acceptable for you. And whosoever offereth a sacrifice of peace offerings unto the Lord to accomplish his vow, or a freewill offering in beeves or sheep, it shall be perfect to be accepted. There shall be no blemish thereon. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Sorry about that. All right, now, so we are now on to Leviticus chapter 22 and verse 22. Blind or broken, or maimed, or having a wen, or scurvy, or scabbed, ye shall not offer these unto the Lord, nor make an offering by fire of them unto the altar, upon the altar of the Lord. Either a bullock or a lamb that hath anything superfluous or lacking in his parts, that mayest thou offer for a freewill offering, but for a vow it shall not be accepted. Okay, guys, so you hear that? If the animal you are offering, please remember to thumbs up. Thank you, Keisha. Tell them for me. If the animal you are offering for a free will offering, it's a free will offering. So that animal, it is okay. That animal have a little blemish here, a missing ear, a little bit of blemish. But if you are offering it, if you're offering it for a peace offering, then it has to be without blemish. Okay? Let's continue. Verse 24. He shall not offer unto the Lord that which is bruised, or crushed, or broken, or cut, neither shall he make any offering thereof in your land. Neither from a stranger's hand shall he offer the bread of your God of any of these, because their corruption is in them, and blemishes be in them. They shall not be accepted for you. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, when a bullock or a sheep or a goat is brought forth, then it shall be the. Let's listen to this. This is verse 27. When a bullock or a sheep or a goat is brought forth, then it shall be 7 days under the dam. And from the 8th day and thenceforth it shall be accepted for an offering made by fire unto the Lord. And whether it be cow or ewe, he shall not kill it, and her young both in 1 day. You hear that? So you can't sacrifice the female goat or the female cow with their young the same day. And when he will offer a sacrifice of thanksgiving unto the Lord, offer it at your own free will. So if your offering is for a thanksgiving offering, it's on your own free will, no force. Nobody's forcing you to do it. You do it. A thanksgiving offering, you offer it at your own free will. On the same day, it shall be eaten up. Ye shall leave none of it until the morrow. I am the Lord. Therefore shall ye keep my commandments and do them. I am the Lord. Neither shall ye profane my holy name, but I will be hallowed among the children of Israel. I am the Lord which hallow you. 33 and last. That brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am the Lord. Well, that ends Leviticus 22. Okay. Leviticus 23 is very long. It goes all the way to 44 verses. So I am going to be doing Leviticus chapter 23. I'm just going to move right along, guys. Chapter 23. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of the Lord, which he shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feasts. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is a Sabbath of rest, and holy convocation. He shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings. These are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. In the 14th day of the first month, at even, in the Lord's is the Lord's Passover. So you hear when is the Lord's Passover, guys? The 15th day of the first month, in the evening, is the Lord's Passover. And, hey, yard foods, how you doing, darling? And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto the Lord. Take note of those, guys. They're going to come up in Swords in Hand Bible Trivia on Thursday. 7 days he must eat unleavened bread. In the first day he shall have an holy convocation. He shall do no servile work therein. But he shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord 7 days. In the 7th day is an holy convocation. He shall do no servile work therein. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye be come into the land which I gave unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest. Okay, Keisha? And he shall wave the sheaf before the Lord to be accepted for you. On the morrow after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it. Okay, on the morrow after the Sabbath, who shall wave it? The priest. All right. And he shall offer that day, when he wave the sheaf, an he lamb without blemish of the first year for a burnt offering. And the meat offering thereof shall be 2/10 deals of the fine flour mingled with oil, an offering made by fire unto the Lord for a sweet savor. And the drink offering thereof shall be of wine, the 4th part of an hin. All right, the wine that you're going to offer is a 4th of a hin. A hin is a measurement. And he shall eat neither bread, nor parched corn, nor green ears, until the selfsame day that he have brought an offering unto your God. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generation in all your dwelling. I hope you're listening carefully, guys. And if you miss anything when we are through, you may go back and listen to it, because these chapters are where we're going to get the questions for Bible trivia on Thursday. And he shall count upon you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that he brought the sheaf of the wave offering. 7 Sabbaths shall be complete. Even unto the morrow after the 7th Sabbath shall he number 50 days, and he shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord. So after 7 Sabbaths, that's going to be 50 days. So you see, from then, the week had 7 days, because 7 times 7 is 49, and 1 make 50. All right. He shall bring out of your habitations 2 wave loaves of 2/10 deals. They shall be of fine flour. They shall be baken with leaven. They are the first fruits unto the Lord. And he shall offer with the bread 7 lambs without blemish of the first year, and 1 young bullock, and 2 rams. They shall be for a burnt offering unto the Lord, with their meat offering and their drink offering, even an offering made by fire of sweet savor unto the Lord. Then he shall sacrifice one kid of the goats for a sin offering, and 2 lambs of the first year for a sacrifice of peace offerings. Don't forget that, guys. 2 lambs of the first year for the peace offering, and 1 kid of the goats, 1 goat kid for the sin offering. And the priest shall wave them with the bread of the first fruit for a wave offering before the Lord with the 2 lambs. They shall be holy to the Lord for the priest. And he shall proclaim on the selfsame day, that it may be a holy convocation unto you. He shall do no servile work therein. It shall be a statute forever in all your dwellings throughout your generations. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of thy field when thou reapest, neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor and to the stranger. I am the Lord your God. Guys, remember we read that in the chapters that we read last week, that when you are reaping from your field, you should leave the corners of the field for the poor and the strangers. So here it's being said again. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, in the first day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of trumpets, a holy convocation. He shall do no servile work therein, but he shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Also on the 10th day of his 7th month there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be a holy convocation unto you, and he shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. So, guys, remember last time when we were talking about the day being recognized as a Sabbath? Now, here we go again, that it is not necessarily a Saturday. We come back to this again because there is no guarantee that the 10th day of the 7th month is always going to fall on a Saturday. But he says the 10th day of the seventh month is a Sabbath. So a Sabbath to me, according to the readings here, is saying that a Sabbath is just a holy day. So if you consider Sunday to be your holy day, that is your Sabbath. Any day of the week you consider to be your holy day, that is your Sabbath. Guys, on me say it, it's written right here on me say it. Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 24 says, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, in the 1st day of the month, shall he have a Sabbath. The 1st day of the month doesn't always fall on a Saturday. He says, shall he have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of trumpets and holy convocation. Therefore, I have concluded, based on what I have read here, that any day you choose to be the holy day is considered your Sabbath. In 25 it said, He shall do no servile work therein, but he shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Also on the 10th day of this 7th month there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be a holy convocation unto you, and he shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. And he shall do no work in that same day, for it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before the Lord your God. Guys, don't hear it? And the Bible says, I know. And the Bible says, so remember, if the 1st day is to be considered a Sabbath, the 1st day is to be considered a Sabbath, and the 10th day is supposed to be considered a Sabbath. Let's do this practically. So say the 1st day starts on a Saturday, and that Saturday is considered the Sabbath. They're doing no rest and all of that. Then on the 10th day, that's another Sabbath. That's another day of atonement in which they should do no work. So let's count. If Saturday is the 1st, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's going to be until the following week, Monday, that is going to be the day of atonement. And in that day, they are to do no work. So we have that resolved, guys. I'm sure you will agree with me based on what we see in the biblical studies, that the Sabbath is a day of atonement, but not necessarily on a Saturday. All right? For whatsoever shall it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people. And whatsoever soul is he that doeth any work in that same day, the same soul will I destroy from among his people. He shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest. At the Monday, the matter about, guys, the Monday, which is the 10th day of the month. I'm not saying it is a Monday. I was just saying that providing that the month started on a Saturday, which is referred to as the Sabbath, the first day of the month. Now they're talking about the 10 days later. So 10 days later, they say, it shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and he shall afflict your souls in the 9th day of the month at evening. From evening until evening shall he celebrate your Sabbath. You guys, you see why it's important that we read for ourselves and make people take it on Papi Show? It is important that we read for ourselves. So the Sabbath is going to begin on the 9th day at evening and end on the evening of the 10th day. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, The 15th day of the 7th month shall be the feast of tabernacle for 7 days unto the Lord. On the first day shall be a holy convocation. He shall do no servile work therein. 7 days he shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. On the 8th day shall be an holy convocation unto you, and he shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. It is a solemn assembly, and he shall do no servile work therein. These are the feasts of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, to offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord, a burnt offering, and a meat offering, a sacrifice, and drink offering, everything upon his day. Thank you so much for coming in, guys. Thank you so much. Beside the Sabbaths of the Lord, and beside your gifts, and beside all your vows, and beside all your free will offerings, which ye give unto the Lord. Also, in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days. On the first day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath. And he shall take you on the first day the boughs of godly trees, branches of palm trees, and the boughs of thick trees, and the willows of the brook. And he shall rejoice before the Lord your God 7 days. And he shall keep it a feast unto the Lord 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generation. He shall celebrate it in the 7th month. He shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelites born shall dwell in booths. That your generation may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. And Moses declared unto the children of Israel the feasts of the Lord. There ended Leviticus chapter 23. And while we're at it, we're going to move on to 24. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel that they bring unto thee pure oil, olive beaten for the light, to cause the lamps to burn continually. Without the veil of the testimony, in the tabernacle of the congregation, shall Aaron order it from the evening unto the morning before the Lord continually. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. He shall order the lamps upon the pure candlesticks before the Lord continually. And thou shalt take fine flour and bake 12 cakes thereof. 2/10 deals shall be in one cake. Guys, you hear that? They shall bake the 12 cakes. And each cake they shall use 2/10 deals of flour to make each cake. And thou shalt set them in 2 rows, 6 on one row, upon the pure table before the Lord. And thou shalt put pure frankincense upon each row, that it may be on the bread for a memorial, even an offering made by fire unto the Lord. Every Sabbath ye shall set it in order before the Lord continually, being taken from the children of Israel by an everlasting covenant. And it shall be Aaron's and his sons, and they shall eat it in the holy place, for it is most holy unto him, of the offerings of the Lord made by fire, by a perpetual statute. And the son of an Israelite woman, whose father was an Egyptian, went out among the children of Israel, and this son of the Israelite woman and a man of Israel strove together in the camp. And the Israelite woman's son blasphemed the name of the Lord and cursed, and they brought him unto Moses. And his mother's name was Shelomith. All right, let's do that. His mother's name was Shelomith, the daughter of Deborah of the tribe of Dan. Remember that, guys? Please remember. Okay. We are on to chapter 24, verse 12. And they put him in ward, that the mind of the Lord might be shrewd them. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Bring forth him that hath cursed without the camp, and let all that heard him lay their hands upon his head, and let all the congregation stone him. And thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel, saying, Whosoever curseth his God shall bear his sin. And he that blasphemeth the name of the Lord, he shall surely be put to, you know what I mean, to D, right? And all the congregation shall certainly stone him, as well the stranger, as he that is born in the land. When he blasphemeth the name of the Lord, shall he be put to death. Here is this ever-loving Lord, ever-loving, all the love, and yet there is all this death. I don't know about you or my friends, but it absolutely concerns me that with all this supposed love, there is all this hate. There's no forgiveness. There is just death. The only solution for any sin, if you cannot offer a sacrifice for that sin, then you are put to death. That right there, my friends, is concerning. Black Money is in the house. My brother Black Money, how are you doing, my love? Please remember to thumbs up the live. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, Keisha. That is one thing that I have found very, very concerning as we read along, especially in the Leviticus. Well, practically Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, there is a lot of bloodshed. But verse 17 says, And he that killeth any man shall surely be put to death. There you go. And he that killeth a beast shall make it good, beast for beast. Okay. And if a man cause a blemish in his neighbor, as he hath done, so shall it be done to him. So you see, the Bible is endorsing the eye for an eye philosophy. I think that some of this might have been practical back then, but I think for our generation, for our time, for the time that we are living in, these laws could not be practical. So they would have to be tailored for our time, because the same thing doesn't exist. We are not making offerings and all of that. We have jails and prisons to send people who break the laws. We are not offering sacrifices for our sins anymore. So everything else should be modified to suit today's society, don't you think, guys? That's what I think. In verse 20, it says, breach for breach, eye for eye. So if you're wondering where the eye for an eye comes from, now you know. It's in Leviticus chapter 24 and verse 20. It says, breach for breach, eye for eye, tooth for tooth. As he hath caused it blemish in a man, so shall it be done to him again. And he that killeth a beast, he shall restore it. And he that killeth a man, he shall be put to death. He shall have one manner of law, as well for the stranger as for one of your own country. For I am the Lord your God. And Moses spake unto the children of Israel that they should bring forth him that had cursed out of the camp, and stone him with stones. And the children of Israel did as the Lord commanded Moses. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? So he cursed, he blasphemed, and he's ordered to be stoned to death. Is that how serious a cursing would be? That he would have to be put to death? Would you want to be living in such a society where something as simple as what you say is considered such blasphemy that you are stoned to death? Do you all see any parallels here as it relates to slavery? Do you all see any parallels here? Because I do. I do. You see, the same Bible that was used to provide laws that would conquer a particular set of people and rule over them and whip them and beat them and denigrate them and find them to be unworthy. You see that it's not too far-fetched, because right here in the Bible, it also talks about how the dwarf and the deaf and the blind and people with scars and blemish and scurvy and all of that to be treated differently. Now, you see why I have my questions and my concerns, and they are not far-fetched. That this history book that has an impact on all our lives really has some concerning text in it. Yeah, and before you come at me, guys, read for yourselves. Read it for yourselves, because you can't just get up and read one verse and think that because you have read this one verse, you know what it is saying. You have to get context out of what you're reading, which means that you read what came before and what comes after. So you understand who was speaking, who was being spoken to, and what was being said in that conversation and in that context of what the subject was at the table of that conversation. This is not a book where you can just get up and read one verse and move right along. No. Keisha says, yes, so true. This is going on from age. Exactly. Because you see, that is how the pale people got, I think that's where they got the idea from, to indoctrinate our people to say, your color, the color of your skin, makes you unworthy. Because here in the book, it says The people who are dwarfs and deaf and blind and had scurvy and all of these blemishes on their body, they were not worthy. So could it have been that the people tried to indoctrinate us into believing that because our hair wasn't straight and our skin was dark, then, oh no, that is your blemish. That is your blemish. So that is what makes you unholy. Do you see that, guys? Yes, read in context. Exactly, Cad. You have to read it in context so you know what is being said, who is saying it, and what they mean when they say it. Reading this one verse and running along with the one verse is not going to cut it for me. I have to hear what was said before and after. Don't you agree with me, guys? Well, if you agree or not, that's what I believe. That is what I believe. Exactly, Keisha. The discrimination. I was expecting that it wouldn't even mention people who are dwarfs and like have a broken arm, a broken leg. I wouldn't expect it to mention. It would say, come everybody. That's what I was expecting to read. Everybody, no matter who you are, no matter how you look, no matter, come as you are. Come as you are. But here it is clearly outlining the people it considered to be blemished and what they can and cannot partake in. So I tell you, these ideas that these people have been perpetuating over the years are not far-fetched. They know where they wrote it. They know where they wrote it. So they know where to send us to find it. So after they have written it, they send us to go find it so that it can justify their behavior. So even us, we start doubting ourselves. We start believing that we are not worthy because the person who wrote our unworthiness on paper has told us that we are not worthy and has also instructed us to go look in the holy book. And you will see that what I'm telling you is the truth, that you are not worthy. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? And it makes me feel so intrigued. Like I really want to read, like I really want to continue reading and see what chapter 25 says. Honestly speaking, guys, I'm going to continue reading. I'm going to continue reading chapter 25. And the Lord spake unto Moses in Mount Sinai, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye come unto the land which I give you, then shall the land keep a Sabbath unto the Lord. 6 years thou shalt sow thy field, and 6 years thou shalt prune thy vineyard, and gather in the fruit thereof. But in the 7th year shall be a Sabbath of the rest unto the land. So, guys, wanna see what I'm talking about? You must see what I'm talking about. This Sabbath is not just the 7th day of the week. This Sabbath is any day that is considered holy. The Day of Atonement is a Sabbath. See, this Sabbath here, so, is a whole year. And I mean, say, no, guys, let me read it again, make you understand. See, I know me say it. It is the good book say it. This is Leviticus chapter 25, verse 4. But in the 7th year shall be a Sabbath of rest unto the land, a Sabbath for the Lord. Thou shalt neither sow thy field nor prune thy vineyard. So when I hear people throwing around this Sabbath, 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 Saturday, Sabbath, and Saturday, Sabbath, and in the Sabbath you shall do no, the Bible does say the Sabbath you shall do no work, but the Bible didn't say Saturday. Every Saturday alone is the Sabbath. So if you want to call Thursday your Sabbath, that is the day when you're not going to do any work. That is the day when it's your Sabbath. That is the day that is of your atonement. And I mean, say so. Here in the Bible, it says a whole year. That entire year is considered a Sabbath unto the land, because in that whole year, you are not going to plant the fields, you're not going to prune anything, you're going to make it grow wild. Whatever grows, grows. Whatever the birds eat, whatever, you're going to leave it alone. In the 7th year, I'm going to read it again. This is Leviticus 25, and I'm going to start from verse 3. 6 years thou shalt sow thy field, and 6 years thou shalt prune thy vineyard, and gather in the fruit thereof. But in the 7th year shall be a Sabbath of rest unto the land, a Sabbath for the Lord. Thou shalt neither sow thy field nor prune thy vineyard. That which groweth of its own accord, of thy harvest thou shalt not reap, neither gather the grapes of your vineyard undressed, for it is a year of rest unto the land. Yes, Sabbath is any day that is considered holy. Remember before it said the first day and the 10th day were Sabbaths. So come on now, people. If the first day of the 7th month was considered a Sabbath, and the 10th day of the same month was considered a Sabbath, come on now, let's get practical here. The first day of the month and the 10th day of the month cannot fall on the same day of the week. Do you all understand me? If the first day of the week is on a Monday, the first day of the month, is on a Monday, and that is considered the Sabbath. The 10th day of the month, which is also considered a Sabbath, is not going to be a Monday. It's not going to be. And I mean, I know at the Bible. And if the Bible can stipulate that a whole year is considered a Sabbath, the entire year is considered a Sabbath, because that year you are resting your land. You are not sowing any seeds. You are not reaping. Everything just grow up on their own. It is a Sabbath of the land. So the land is resting. Tomorrow is my Sabbath, me resting. Me not doing anything. This is why we are now on the grace and not on the law, as we could have never kept these laws. Keisha says, yes, it is going. Of course, yes, Keish. It is going to fall on different days. But each day, it's still a Sabbath. It is still. And me say it. It is in the book. It is written right here. And anybody ask you, tell them to go look in Leviticus chapter 25. And they will see. Yeah. All our lives we sit down and we allow people to tell us. And that is one thing I always say. I hate when people tell me to go do something. Don't just tell me to do something. I want to know why. What's the end game here? What's the objective? Because nobody not going to send me go do something that's going to hurt myself or hurt another human being, and I don't stop to question it. I've been raised on the Sabbath. My entire generation, on both my mother and my father's side, was raised on the Sabbath. Honestly, me reading it here for myself. Okay. All right, let's continue. I'm going to go back to verse 5. That which groweth of its own accord, of thy harvest thou shalt not reap, neither gather the grapes of thy vineyard undressed, for it is a year of rest unto the land. And the Sabbath of the land shall be meat for you, for thee and for thy servants, and for thy maid, and for thy hired servant, and for thy stranger that sojourneth with thee, and for thy cattle, and for the beasts that are in thy land, shall all the increase thereof be meat. And thou shalt number 7 Sabbaths of years unto thee, 7 times 7 years, and the space of the 7 Sabbaths of years shall be unto thee 49 years. Okay, so 7 Sabbaths of years. What does that mean? The 7th year is a Sabbath. So 7 Sabbaths of years means that amounts to 49 on a 49 years. That's 49 years you're going to take to accomplish 7 Sabbaths of years, because 1 Sabbath of year is going to come about every 7 years. So 7 of those is going to take 49 years to come about. All right? Okay. Let's continue. Then shalt thou cause the trumpet of the Jubilee to sound on the 10th day of the 7th month, in the day of atonement. Shall he make the trumpet sound throughout all your land. So, on the 10th day of the 7th month of the 7th Sabbath, the 7th year Sabbath, that means after 49 years, on the 10th day of the 7th month, that's going to be your day of Jubilee. That's going to be a day of atonement when you're going to sound trumpets all throughout the land. And he shall hallow the 15th year and proclaim liberty throughout all the land unto all the inhabitants thereof. It shall be a jubilee unto you, and he shall return every man unto his possession, and he shall return every man unto his family. I'm trying to figure out where this 15 suddenly came from. Let's go back. Verse 9 says, Then shalt thou cause the trumpet of the Jubilee to sound on the 10th day of the 7th month. In the day of atonement shall he make the trumpet sound throughout all your land. And he shall hallow the 15th year and proclaim liberty throughout all the land unto all the inhabitants thereof. It shall be a jubilee unto you, and he shall return every man unto his possession, and he shall return every man unto his family. Oh, it's not 15th, it's 50th. Because I know when I read something and I don't get it, I got to go back again. All right. And he shall hallow the 50th year. Okay. All right. So we got that, guys. My eyes telling me 15th. And okay. So I was saying, I was confused. Like, how did 15 suddenly come into that? That didn't fit right there. But it is the 50th year, because the Jubilee is the 50th year. Every 50 years is a Jubilee. Every 50 years is the year of the Jubilee. That's when they're going to knock tambourine and blow trumpet and all these things. Because on the 49th year, that is the 7th Sabbath year, on the 49th year, and then on the 50th year, they shall hallow the 50th year and proclaim liberty throughout all the land unto all the inhabitants thereof. It shall be a jubilee unto you, and he shall return every man unto his possession, and he shall return every man unto his family. So my question is, was that just for one period and then stop? Was it just for one 50-year period where there was these seven Sabbath years, then the Jubilee on the 50th year, and then they stopped doing that every 7 years, Sabbathing the land? I don't know. But we might find out as we continue to read chapter 25. So we're going to continue. A Jubilee shall that 50th year be unto you. He shall not sow, neither reap that which groweth of itself in it, nor gather the grapes in it, of thy vineyard undressed. For it is the Jubilee. It shall be holy unto you. Ye shall eat the increase thereof out of the field. In the year of this Jubilee, he shall return every man unto his possession. And if thou sell aught unto thy neighbor, or buyest aught of thy neighbor's hand, he shall not oppress one another. According to the number of years after the Jubilee, thou shalt buy of thy neighbor, and according unto the number of years of the fruits, he shall sell unto thee. Yes, because 7 times 7 is 49, and the 50 year they celebrate exactly. Seven times 7 is 49. Yes. So the 49th year, that's a Sabbath year. The 49th year is a Sabbath year. And then on the 50th year is the Jubilee year. That's when they are going to celebrate. That's what it says here. The 50th year is the Jubilee year. And let's continue to see. God says it's every 50 years. Okay, let's continue and see what it says here. According to the number of years after the Jubilee, thou shalt buy of thy neighbor, and according unto the number of years of the fruits he shall sell unto thee. According to the multitude of years, thou shalt increase the price thereof, and according to the fewness of years, thou shalt diminish the price of it. For according to the number of the years of the fruits doth he sell unto thee. Okay. He shall not thereof oppress one another, but thou shalt fear thy God, for I am the Lord your God. So when you're selling to your neighbors, yes, you mustn't oppress each other. Nobody say, because last year was the Sabbath year, and we never get to tend to the land, and we never get to plant, and everything just grow wild. That doesn't mean so now you're going to raise up the price and sell your neighbor everything expensive what they cannot afford. He said, you shall not oppress one another. Wherefore ye shall do my statutes, and keep my judgments, and do them, and ye shall dwell in the land of safety. And the land shall yield her fruit, and he shall eat your fill, and dwell therein in safety. Yes, Trev, this is where we get the 7 year of forgiveness from bankruptcy and bad credit. Ha! There we go, Sister Cad. There we go. Yes, I tell you that everything you see that is happening, every law you see them make it as something, it is biblically based. We just need to read the book and find it for ourselves, guys. And you know that's why they always say, oh, if you want to hide something from a black man, put it in a book. I fear to them, fear, you know. Because them put stuff in the book and then they give you the book to read and then a teacher to read. And then them come up with these kind of statements. If you want to hide something from a black man, put it in a book. And them kind of liberty there we go through. But anyway, let's continue on to Leviticus 25 and verse 19. And the land shall yield her fruit, and he shall eat your fill, and dwell therein in safety. And if he shall say, what shall we eat the 7th year? Behold, we shall not sow, nor gather in our increase. Then I will command my blessing upon you in the 6th year, and it shall bring forth fruit for 3 years. Wanna get that, guys? Wanna get that? Yes. The people them start grumble. The people them start grumble. Say, on the 7th year, we're not supposed to go out in the field. We're not supposed to go touch the farm at all. So what you expect we to eat during the 7th year? I hear what the instruction they get. During the 6th year, everything is going to be bountiful. So during the 6th year, you have enough to put in your storehouse. You have enough, more than plentiful. So during the 7th year, when you are commanded not to go out in the field, you're supposed to have enough. All right, there we go. Number 21 says, then I will command my blessing upon you in this 6th year, that is the blessing, to have bountiful amounts of food, and it shall bring forth fruit for 3 years. So you're going to have for the 6th year, and for the 7th year, and even the year after. Because you know the year after is when you're going to plant. So if when you're going to start planting now, you're going to have to wait to reap. Right? So while you are waiting to reap, you will still have food. So that's where the 3 years come from. The 6th year, they are going to have enough to put up for the 3 years that they cannot plant. Exactly. So they're going to have so much for the 6th year that is going to serve them for the 6th year and for the 7th year when they can't plant anything. And then for the next year, when they are planting, they are weeding up and then replanting while they wait for the harvest. Right, Rambo? Rambo roll up, Rambo roll up. How are you doing, Rambo? I'm so happy to see you as always, my friend. Verse 22 says, and he shall sow the 8th year, and eat yet of old fruit until the 9th year, until her fruits come in, he shall eat of the old store. I'm waiting for my harvest, come just a plant. You just a plant, winter go and catch you. You have to trim your lamp early, you know, Rambo. You have to trim your lamp early. Don't be like the foolish virgin. Well, if they mean foolish, them are not virgin no more. Oh my gosh. All right, you have to plant early. Don't plant late. Verse 23, guys. And the land shall not be sold forever, for the land is mine. For ye are strangers and sojourners with me. And in all the land of your possession, he shall grant a redemption for the land. If thy brother be waxen poor, and hath sold away some of his possession, and if any of his kin, when he says kin, that means his relatives, come to redeem it, then shall he redeem that which his brother sold. And if the man have none to redeem it, and himself be able to redeem it, then let him count the years of the sale thereof, and restore the overplus unto the man to whom he sold it, that he may return unto his possession. But if he be not able to restore it to him, then that which is sold shall remain in the hand of him that had bought it, until the year of Jubilee. And in the Jubilee it shall be out, and he shall return unto his possession. But guys, if me own something and me at 30, and me sell it to you, and I need to buy it back, and I cannot buy it back. So you have to wait until the year of Jubilee to give it back to me. 50 years. By the time that me a 80-year-old, me not probably drop down dead already. Yeah. Because on the 50th year, the year of Jubilee, if me want back my land, you have to give me back the land, even if me cannot pay for it. But by then, you would have earned off the land enough, maybe more than what the land is worth. Because you would have planted up the land, you would have reaped every year, you would have sold some, you would have raised animal on the land, whatever the case may be. So you would have worked that land for all those years, and then you just give it back to me on the 50th year. But by then, me so old, me can't work the land no more. It would have plant early, but God not let it happen. So me a plant veggie instead. Okay, go ahead, plant. Just plant. Believe me, nature will take care of it. The Lord will take care of it. Trust me. Just plant. Just put the seeds in the ground. Just put the seeds in the ground. Yes. If you can't pay for it after 7 years, just give it back to him. Exactly. A Jubilee over here this year, sound gotta tell me something. Yes, man, I tell you what heap. Oh my God, verse 29 of chapter 25 says, and if a man sell a dwelling house in a walled city, then he may redeem it within a whole year after it is sold. Within a full year may he redeem it. And if it be not redeemed within the space of a full year, then the house that is in the walled city shall be established forever to him that bought it throughout his generations. It shall not be out in the Jubilee. All right. So if you buy the house in a walled city and you cannot buy back the house in 1 year, then you have to forfeit your desires to want back the house. And the house is going to stay with whoever bought it. You can't just get up and change your mind. So if your pocket can't answer to the call. But the house of the villages which have no wall around about them shall be counted as the fields of the country. They shall be redeemed, and they shall be out in the Jubilee. All right. Here, so we get gated communities from. Econ? Is this where we get gated community from? And the gated community inside there have their own rules, different from the stragglers outside. This is why the 8th year is called New Beginnings. Number 8 in Bible signifies new beginning. Okay. Trev, me I go finish this video. Me soon come back. Okay, sugar, be safe. Verse 32 of the Leviticus 25. Notwithstanding the cities of the Levites and the houses of the cities of their possession, may the Levites redeem at any time. All right, so the Levites, they can redeem their possessions at any time. And if a man purchase of the Levites, then the house that was sold and the city of his possession shall go out in the year of Jubilee, for the houses of the cities of the Levites are their possession among the children of Israel. So it looks like the Levites gets preferential treatment here. But the fields of the suburbs of their cities may not be sold, for it is their perpetual possession. So the Levites are not allowed to sell their possessions because it is their perpetual possession, means they own it forever and ever. And if thy brother be waxen poor and fallen in decay with thee, then thou shalt relieve him, yea, though he be a stranger or a sojourner, that he may live with thee. Okay, God say yes, because the city with walls was the city of refuge. Exactly. Take thou no usury of him, or increase, but fear thy God, that thy brother may live with thee. Thou shalt not give him thy money upon usury, nor lend him thy virtuals for increase. God says, yes, if you committed a sin and you were able to make it to the city with walls, then no man can come in there to get you. You can be forgiven by the priest. Guys, you see why learning is so much fun? Yes. I am the Lord your God, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt, to give you the land of Canaan, and to be your God. And if thy brother that dwelleth by thee be waxed poor, and he sold unto thee, thou shalt not compel him to serve as a bond servant, but as an hired servant, and as a sojourner. He shall be with thee, and shall serve thee unto the year of Jubilee. And then shall he depart from thee, both he and his children with him, and unto the possession of his fathers shall he return. For they are my servants, which I brought forth out of the land of Egypt. They shall not be sold as bondsmen. All right. So the children of Israel shall not be sold as bondsmen. Thou shalt not rule over him with rigor, but shalt fear thy God. Both thy bondsmen and thy bondsmaids, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen that are round about you. Of them shall he buy bondsmen and bondsmaids. All right. So if you wanted bondsmen or bondsmaid, you cannot use one of your children of Israel. You have to use somebody else. Is that where using us, guys, is that where the Wapapo use us? We are basically maids and servants and gardeners rather than using their own people. Guys, honestly said it back. Lord, help my soul, Jesus. Help my soul, Jesus. Honestly said the majority of gardeners and housemaids and all those things are our people. Yes, this is where them get the idea from. And them write it, you know. This is where they get the idea from, yeah? So the bondsmaids and the bondsmen are not supposed to be from the children of Israel. They are supposed to be from outsiders. From outsiders. God, this sounds like the church you could run and you would be safe. But no, they're going and take your life nowadays. Exactly. Moreover, of the children of strangers that do sojourn among you, of them shall he buy, and of their families that are with you, which they begat in your land, and they shall be your possession. So you can't own your own people. No wonder why people went all the way to Africa, because right here, so it said they can't own their own people. So they have to go own another set of people. They have to go own another set of people. So we end up being the ones getting owned. Why couldn't we be the ones to come to own them? You see it, because we were not using this Bible. One of you get me. We were not. Sister Winsome, how are you doing? We were not using this Bible. So that is why we could not have come up with this idea that we had to have slaves and maids and stuff from another tribe. We cannot use our own tribe because this is not the book we were using. You hear me? Exactly. Them was writing this book. Them was writing what is in there. And it tell them that to get a maid, a slave, a servant, whatever, it cannot be of their people. It have to be of a different set of people. The people who were not of the children of Israel. So it have to be a different set of people. So honestly, where slavery starts? All right. We were not taught to read exactly. We are going to continue with chapter 45. I'm going to read again. Moreover, of the children of strangers that do sojourn among you, of them shall he buy, and of their families that are with you, which they begat in your land, and they shall be your possession. And he shall take them as an inheritance for your children after you, to inherit them for a possession. They shall be your bondsmen forever. But over your brethren, the children of Israel, he shall not rule one over another with rigor. And if a sojourner or stranger walks rich by thee, and thy brother that dwelleth by him walks poor, and sell himself unto the stranger or sojourner by thee, or to the stock of the stranger's family, after that he is sold, he may be redeemed again. One of his brethren may redeem him. Either his uncle or his uncle's son may redeem him, or any that is nigh of kin unto him of his family may redeem him, or if he be able, he may redeem himself. Okay, guys, don't forget to thumbs up the live. And he shall reckon with him that bought him from the year that he was sold to him unto the year of Jubilee. And the price of his sale shall be according unto the number of years, according to the time of an hired servant shall it be with him. If there be yet many years behind, according unto them he shall give again money that he was bought for. And if there remain but few years upon the year of Jubilee, unto the year of Jubilee, let's read that again. That's verse 52. And if there remains but few years unto the year of Jubilee, then he shall count with him, and according unto his years shall he give him again the price of his redemption. And as a yearly hired servant shall he be with him, and the other shall not rule with rigor over him in thy sight. And if he be not redeemed in these years, then he shall go out in the year of Jubilee, both he and his children with him. So if he can't redeem himself, he must stay for 50 years, and after the 50 years, the year of Jubilee, then he's sent out with his whole family. For unto me the children of Israel are servants. They are not servants whom I brought forth out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. Ain't this interesting, guys? This is rather interesting. And for all intents and purposes, my friend, we have only Leviticus 26 and 27 left. So, hey, why not? Let us just continue reading 26 and 27 before the book of Leviticus is over. Okay, so let's do 26. He shall make you no idols, nor graven image, neither rear you up a standing image, neither shall he set up any image of stone in your land, to bow down unto it, for I am the Lord your God. God says, so the children of Israel were only servants unto the Lord, but to no one else. Exactly. Exactly. And if anyone amongst them was poor and had to live with another one, they shouldn't deal with them with rigor. That means you have to give them a whole for hard work to do. You man a slave. But you can slave somebody else who is a sojourner. So somebody else from a different tribe, somebody else who is not from the tribe of Israel can be your servant, but not somebody from the tribe of Israel. He shall keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary. I am the Lord. If he walk in my statutes and keep my commandments and do them, then I will give you rain in due season, and the land shall yield her increase, and the trees of the field shall yield their fruit, and your threshing shall reach unto the vintage, and the vintage shall reach unto the sowing time, and ye shall eat your bread to the full, and dwell in your land safely. And I will give peace in the land, and ye shall lie down, and none shall make you afraid. And I will rid evil beasts out of the land, neither shall the sword go through your land. Yes, we never plan to read so far either, because I had said only 21 and 22 tonight. But since as we were in here and contributing to the chat, I just decided that, all right, let us just read it. Let us continue to read it so that we can get more context. Miss Edwin, so really militant in a card, yes, sir. So that we can get more context of what we are reading. So forgive me, Sister Winsome. And he shall chase your enemies, and they shall fall before you by the sword. And 5 of you shall chase 100, and 100 of you shall put 10,000 to fight, and your enemies shall fall before you by the sword. For I will have respect unto you, and make you fruitful, and multiply you, and establish my covenant with you. And ye shall eat old store, and bring forth the old because of the new. And I will set my tabernacle among you, and my soul shall not harbor you. And I will walk among you, and will be your God, and ye shall be my people. I am the Lord your God, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt, that he should not be their bondsmen, and I have broken the bonds of your yoke, and made you go upright. But if ye will not hearken unto me, and will not do all these commandments, and if ye shall despise my statutes, and if your soul harbor my judgments, so that ye will not do all my commandments, but that ye break my covenant, I also will do this unto you. I will even appoint over your terror consumption, and the burning ache that shall consume the eyes, and cause sorrow of heart, and ye shall sow your seed in vain, and your enemies shall eat it. And I will set my face against you, and ye shall be slain before your enemies. They that hate you shall reign over you, and he shall flee when none pursueth you. Verse 18 says, and if he will not yet for all this hearken unto me, then I will punish you 7 times more for your sins. And I will break the pride of your power, and I will make your heaven as iron, and your earth as brass. And your strength shall be spent in vain, For your land shall not yield or increase, neither shall the trees of the land yield their fruits. And if ye walk contrary unto me, and will not hearken unto me, I will bring 7 times more plagues upon you according to your sins. I will also send wild beasts among you, which shall rob you of your children, and destroy your cattle, and make you few in number, and your highways shall be desolate. Oh Lord, imagine somebody who you are serving. Imagine somebody who tells you to do all that he says. Do this that I say. If you don't do what I say, watch me. Watch me. Me have to make sure say the beast them come and yam off all of your animal them. Me have to make sure say the beast them come and eat down everything in your vineyard, everything in your farm. Me have to make sure say all your picnic them start dead off. Wow. Wow. What violence? Like, oh, that sounds so guys. Are you all with me? Yeah, so if me I tell you what you have to do, what kind of draconianism? I am telling you what you must do. And at the same breath, me I tell you, say, any oh you know do. When me tell you say if you do, watch what me I go do you. Me, oh, that sound, guys. Trev, but you also have to remember, if you obey him, the blessing that comes with it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ain't this the same like the laws of the land, the scare tactics? That's what is being used too. Because the law tell us say, me I go give you one driver's license, you know. But you see, if you ever drink and drive, this is what me I go do you. Lock you up in a prison for the rest of your life. You understand me? You're pitting them now, I go see you. You're pitting them, I go have one time a month, them can't come look for you. You are going to be miserable. You understand? This is the law of the land. If you, me, I make you drive that carrier up on the road. But if you ever drive that carrier and lick down anybody, let me tell you something. You're going to go in a jail for a long time. You understand? Solitary confinement for you. You're scared that if I go even want to buy one car no more. We are going to be afraid. So, me don't know, because all this reading what me I do, me don't hear forgiveness. Me don't hear forgiveness yet. You don't hear it? Me don't hear it yet. The only forgiveness me hear is where they say, you mustn't deal harshly with your brothers who are the children of Israel. God said, because man left with no limits, it's very scary. That is true. Man cannot be left without limits. So I guess you have to make them afraid of something. And if you walk contrary unto me and will not hearken unto me, I will bring 7 times more plagues upon you according to your sins. I will also send wild beasts among you, which shall rob you of your children, and destroy your cattle, and make you few in number, and your highways shall be desolate. And if ye will not be reformed by me by these things, but shall walk contrary unto me, then will I also walk contrary unto you, and will punish you yet 7 times for your sins. And I will bring a sword upon you, that shall avenge the quarrel of my covenant. And when ye are gathered together within your cities, I will send the pestilence among you, and he shall be delivered into the hand of the enemy. And when I have broken the staff of your bread, 10 women shall bake your bread in one oven, and they shall deliver you your bread again by weight, and ye shall eat, and not be satisfied. And if ye will not for all this hearken unto me, but walk contrary unto me, then I will walk contrary unto you also in fury, and I Even I will chastise you 7 times for your sins, and he shall eat the flesh of your sons, and the flesh of your daughters shall he eat. And I will destroy your high places, and cut down your images, and cast your carcasses upon the carcasses of your idols, and my soul shall harbor you. Not harbor, but abhor, which means hate. And my soul shall abhor you. And I will make your cities waste, and bring your sanctuaries unto desolation, and I will not smell the savor of your sweet odors. And I will bring the land into desolation, and your enemies which dwell therein shall be astonished at it. And I will scatter you among the heathen, and will draw out a sword after you, and your land shall be desolate, and your cities waste. Then shall the land enjoy her Sabbaths, as long as it lieth desolate, and he be in your enemy's hand. Even then shall the land rest and enjoy her Sabbath. You see, we get back to that again, that when the land is being rested, it is considered its Sabbath. As long as it lieth desolate, it shall rest, because it did not rest in your Sabbaths when he dwelt upon it. And upon them that are left alive of you, I will send a faintness into their hearts in the lands of their enemies, and the sound of a shaken leaf shall chase them, and they will flee as fleeing from a sword, and they shall fail when they shall fall when none pursue it. This is to the 12 tribes of Israel. Exactly. All of this that is being said is to the children of Israel. We got to get context here. It's all to the children of Israel. And they shall fall one upon another, as it were before a sword, when none pursue it. And he shall have no power to stand before your enemies. And he shall perish among the heathen, and the land of your enemies shall eat you up. And they that are left of you shall pine away in their iniquity, in your enemies' lands, and also in the iniquities of their fathers shall they pine away with them. If they shall confess their iniquity and the iniquity of their fathers with their trespass, which they trespassed against me, and that also they have walked contrary unto me, and that I also have walked contrary unto them. All right, you hear what the Lord say? You walk contrary against me, I'm gonna walk contrary against you. So if me promise you sugar, and you're gonna walk, we're gonna eat salt, then guess what? I'm not sure you get from me again a salt. You walk contrary to me, I'm gonna walk contrary to you. If I promise you a book and me say you give me the book, me give you the pencil, and you choose to give me a piece of paper instead, then expect me to give you the pencil. You're gonna get something else. You walk contrary to me, I walk contrary to you. I really an eye for an eye, blouse and skirt. And I brought them into the land of their enemies. If then their uncircumcised hearts be humbled, and they then accept of the punishment of their iniquity. Yes, so they have to accept it, that is their punishment. So there's no arguing with whatever is happening to them, because they have to accept that is the punishment for their sins. Then will I remember my covenant with Jacob, and also my covenant with Isaac, and also my covenant with Abraham will I remember, and I will remember the land. The land also shall be left of them, and shall enjoy her Sabbaths. So the Sabbath of the land is when the land is being rested, when no farming is going on the land. That's the Sabbath of the land. while she lieth desolate without them, and they shall accept of the punishment of their despise, of the punishment of their iniquity, because they despise my judgments, and because their souls abhorred my statutes. And yet for all that, when they be in the land of their enemies, I will not cast them away, neither will I abhor them, to destroy them utterly, and to break my covenant with them, for I am the Lord their God. But I will, for their sakes, remember the covenant of their ancestors, whom I brought forth out of the land of Egypt, in the sight of the heathen, that I might be their God. I am the Lord. These are the statutes and judgments and laws which the Lord made between him and the children of Israel in Mount Sinai by the hand of Moses. Chapter 27 and last. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when a man shall make a singular vow, the persons shall be for the Lord by thy estimation. And thy estimation shall be of the male from 20 years old, even unto 60 years old. Even thy estimation shall be 50 shekels of silver, after the shekel of the sanctuary. And if it be a female, then thy estimation shall be 30 shekels. And if it be from 5 years old, even unto 20 years old, then thy estimation shall be of the male 20 shekels, and for the female 10 shekels. And if it be from a month old, even unto 5 years old, then thy estimation shall be of the male 5 shekels of silver, and for the female thy estimation shall be 3 shekels of silver. And if it be from 60 years old and above, if it be a male, then thy estimation shall be 15 shekels, and for the female 10 shekels. And if he be poorer than thy estimation, then he shall present himself before the priest, and the priest shall value him. According to his ability that vowed shall the priest value him. And if it be a beast, I'm on to verse 9 of chapter 27 of the Leviticus. And if it be a beast, whereof men bring an offering unto the Lord, all that any man giveth of such unto the Lord shall be holy. He shall not alter it, nor change it, a good for a bad, or a bad for a good. And if he shall at all change beast for beast, then it and the exchange thereof shall be holy. And if it be any unclean beast, of which they do not offer a sacrifice unto the Lord, then he shall present the beast before the priest. And the priest shall value it, whether it be good or bad, or thou as thou valuest it, who art the priest, so shall it be valued. But if he will at all redeem it, then he shall add a fifth part thereof unto thy estimation. And when a man shall sanctify his house to be holy unto the Lord, then the priest shall estimate it, whether it be good or bad, as the priest shall estimate it, so shall it stand. So if the priest say good, it good, and if the priest say bad, it bad. And if he that sanctified it will redeem his house, then he shall add the fifth part of the money of thy estimation unto it, and it shall be his. And if a man shall sanctify unto his Lord some part of a field of his possession, then thy estimation shall be according to the seed thereof, an homer of barley, an homer is a measurement, an homer of barley seeds shall he be valued at 50 shekels of silver. If he sanctify his field from the year of Jubilee, according to thy estimation, it shall stand. And if he sanctify his field after the Jubilee, then the priest shall reckon unto him the money according to the years that remain, even unto the year of the Jubilee, and it shall be abated from thy estimation. The priest, yes, the priest are the lawyer, the priest are the judge, the priest is everything. Him are the doctor, him is everything. The priest had all the authority over the tribe of Israel. And if he that sanctified the field will in any wise redeem it, then he shall add the fifth part of the money of thy estimation unto it, and it shall be assured to him. And if he will not redeem the field, or if he have sold the field to another man, it shall not be redeemed any more. But the field, when it goeth out in the Jubilee, shall be holy unto the Lord, as a field devoted. The possession thereof shall be the priest. And if a man sanctify unto the Lord a field which he hath bought, which is not of the fields of his possession, then the priest shall reckon unto him the worth of the estimation, even give them thine estimation in that day as a holy thing unto the Lord. In the year of the Jubilee, the field shall return unto him of whom it was bought, even to him to whom the possession of the land did belong. And all that estimation shall be according to the shekel of the sanctuary. 20 gerahs shall be the shekel. Only the fishing, verse 26. Only the firstling of the beast, which should be the Lord's firstling. No man shall sanctify it, whether it be ox or oxen, it is the Lord. So the firstling of your animals is for the Lord. And if it be of an unclean beast, then he shall redeem it according to thine estimation, and shall add a fifth part of it thereto. Or if it be not redeemed, then it shall be sold according to thy estimation. So if you only have animals that are considered unclean, and you don't have no cow and no goat and no lamb, then you have to bring it to the priest, and the priest will make a determination whether or not this animal is good to be used. And if the priest say it no good, it no good. And if the priest say it good, it good. Verse 28. Notwithstanding no devoted thing that a man shall devote unto the Lord of all that he hath, both of man and beast, and of the field of his possession, shall be sold or redeemed. Every devoted thing is most holy unto the Lord. None devoted which shall be devoted of men shall be redeemed, but shall surely be put to death. Jesus have mercy. Everything I get put to death. And all and all the tithe of the land. Remember we talked about tithe last week? And all the tithe of the land, whether of the seed of the land or of the fruit of the tree, is the Lord's. It is holy unto the Lord. And if a man will at all redeem aught of his tithes, he shall add thereto the fifth part thereof. And concerning the tithe of the herd, or of the flock, even of whatsoever passeth under the rod, The 10th shall be holy unto the Lord. So that's where the tithe being a tenth comes from. He shall not search whether it be good or bad, neither shall he change it. And if he change it at all, then both it and the change thereof shall be holy. It shall not be redeemed. These are the commandments which the Lord commanded Moses for the children of Israel in Mount Sinai. Guys, that is the end of the Leviticus. Lots of interesting things going on there in the Leviticus. Lots of, money changing hands and people getting sold and animals. There's a lot being taught in the Leviticus, my friends. Go ahead and read it for yourself. You can listen to me read it, or you can go ahead and read it for yourselves. Get your own understanding of what the good book says, because it is only by your own understanding that you will be able to see what do I need to keep and what do I need to discard. Because certainly there are indeed a lot of misdirection and misinformation according to the good book when it is being preached to us. Yes, I believe that preachers try to avoid some chapters that will put us on high alert as to what exactly is it saying. Where are we going with this? So I believe they are trained to avoid those chapters, and they hope and pray that we will never take up this book to read it from beginning to end for ourselves. So we will never be able to question anything that we are being told. We just like little sheeples. Yes, come along, come along, come along. This is what I say you should do, and we just go ahead and do what they tell us to do and not even read it for ourselves to understand where those teachings and those instructions have come from. Guys, that is going to be the end of this live for today. Everything that was said here today, everything that was read out of the Leviticus comes straight from the book, guys. All the information that I shared with you from the good book, we are going to be using those information for our Swords in Hand / Bible Trivia on Thursday. All right. It was such a pleasure having you all with me, guys. Card and Winsome and Keisha. Oh my God. It's always such an absolute pleasure. My brother Joseph and everybody else who came into the live, my brother Rambo. Yes, Yard Foods, Black Money. Yes, everybody, my sister Maribel, and everybody else who came in, who peeped in, who just looked in and ran away. I appreciate you. Hit the like button. Share out the stream. Invite your friends and your friends to come and listen to it. I thank you all again, my friends, for staying with me so we can read and learn for ourselves. All right, guys? It was a pleasure being here with you. Until next time, my friends, this is Trev from Trevessence, where your journey matters. I will see you all again tomorrow. Okay, guys? So you all go ahead, have yourselves a fantastic night. All right? Have a good one, my friends.